Hey guys, so every year, my daughter and I have this conversation about what she wants to be for Halloween. I'm sure many of you guys with kids can relate. This year she decided that she wanted to be Belle, but she wanted to be Belle mauled by the Beast. Okay, sure. That sounds awesome. So, we're on a budget, obviously. A lot of people are probably right now and have been for a little while. So, if you're on a budget, the greatest place in the whole world to go to shop for things is going to be the Goodwill outlet because it's pay by the pound. So I bought this little bin full of stuff and a bunch of other things, and I spent like $20. It's great. So I think that I got enough stuff to do her costume with, but like between what I picked up and what I've got at home, I think that we'll be in good shape. So I found these flowers, which are quite nice. A very high quality flower. They're kind of rubbery, you know? They're not just like your standard dollar store silk flowers. Some of those. I got a couple other ones. So I kind of fought between, well, not really. So this was like a brooch that I think will go nicely on the front of the gown. Here's a silk nightie. It's just good fabric that I'm going to be hacking up with this super wonderful pair of scissors that my grandmother left when she died. Here's a pillowcase that's like a really obnoxious yellow gold color, which I think is going to lend itself to this project. Here, I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to use this or not, but here's a cute little dress, which will actually just fit my daughter anyway. But I think that I can tear it up and make it a part of the skirt. Anyway, that's the hope. Then I got this little dress, which is cute, which we're also going to be hacking up. So the idea is that we'll probably be taking this part because I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but there's quite a color disparity between the top and the bottom. This favors kind of a canary yellow, and this is much more ivory. So that bums me out that I can't use this. Well, I probably can. I can use all of it if I need to, but this is not. Anyway, this is the breadwinner fabric up here. So that's going to be used for the sleeves, in theory. Here's just a bit of like tacky Las Vegas stage girl gold fabric. So cheesy. But it's going to make a nice little accent. Got these guys, just little bits of old Christmas ribbon, and that's gonna accent the bodice. And then I got this fella, which is very pretty, but also gonna get hacked to pieces. So, it's like a high collar dress with a very long chiffon-esque. I don't think it's real chiffon. I think it's like a polyester blend. Somebody lovingly took the time to stitch in little felt rectangles, because if you guys have ever worn this stuff against your armpit or any bare skin, you will know it is like having a cheese grater against your arm. It's awful. So that's the fabric that I got from the Goodwill outlet. So they didn't have any yellow stuff. All they had was gold, which I think is going to turn out really beautiful, but you can tell the color scheme is not quite where it's supposed to be. So here's the dream. I don't do a lot of yellow stuff. I just don't. It's just not really in my color scheme. So, but I had this synthetic right dye, like half of a bottle of it. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to bleed out of that bottle. So I was thinking, do I make the dress first and then try and dye it? But if you guys know anything about Belle's dress, it's real ruffly. And if you know anything about dyeing clothes, it's wrinkles are incompatible with dyeing. So I don't know. And honestly, it's so old and it's been through so much, it might not work at all. So I don't know. It's always fun to see how this really sparkly stuff takes with synthetic dyes. But I'll keep you guys posted. It'll be an adventure. We're going to start with the bottom half of the skirt. So what we're going to do is I've already started deconstructing. So the idea, the dream, is that every layer of the skirt is going to be a different fabric, and then we can kind of blend the color of the fabrics together with the little bit of daffodil yellow right dye that I have. I don't know, we'll see. Kind of like a unifying glaze, if you're familiar with oil painting at all. So, yeah, that's the idea. So I got this really long California King pillowcase. So what I'm going to do is, since it doesn't have a seam down here, and since it's going to be closer to the top part of the skirt, which will make more sense once you see it, what we're going to do is, I've already split one of the seams. I'm going to split the other elongated seam. So I'm going to have one really, really long, squat piece of fabric. And I'm going to show you guys how to easily de-thread some of this. So there's one thread on your serger line and one thread on your straight stitch, and one is a bobbin. And if you can pull the bobbin thread, it's going to make all of this de-seaming so much faster. So it's pretty easy to tell on a bobbin thread. If I can find my awesome scissors, I'll show you guys. So you can see where the teeth right here go up and down and form these little triangles along that thread. So your bobbin thread is this one right here. That guy. Okay? And if you can pull him out, it's just like opening a bag of dog food. You can literally just kind of hook your finger or whatever into that thread line, and then you can just pull. And you can get a substantial amount. You can also gather your fabric this way if you need to, if it's going to make anything more convenient for you. It doesn't suit my purposes for this project, so I'm not going to do that, but it's an easy way to gather your thread. And as you can see, just that one pull, took out like probably 8 inches. So it's just a quick and easy way to seam rip if that's something that you guys need to do. So, and then the rest of it just comes off like like garbage. Yeah, so there you go. There you have it, quick and easy. And then same thing applies, like the straight line thread is much easier. So, all right, anyway, that's that, and I'll keep you posted on progress. So I ripped the seam on that pillowcase, and it is so long. Look at how long that fake piece of fabric is. That's got to be like 12 feet of fabric. No, it's not that long. Probably like 8 feet of fabric, though. Probably like 8 by 1.5, maybe? I don't know. Maybe we'll measure it. That's a lot of fabric, though. Alright, so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to separate the top of this dress from the bottom of this dress, because this is pretty much going to be, well, not really our foundation, but it's going to be our big... Oh, excuse me! There are 3 other chairs that you could be sitting in. This is Hammer. He's the worst cat in the whole world, aren't you, you stinker? Oh my goodness. Alright, I guess I'm gonna sit somewhere else. Okay, so it doesn't look like much right now, but this is loosely going to be the bottom layer of the skirt, and then we'll put ruffles on top of it. I know it doesn't look like much, but it will. It'll come together, probably. And then, so this is gonna be our front panel right here. And to glam it up a little bit, ooh, yowza, those were my nice scissors. I have this pretty gold silk that's gonna go, not silk, lace, that's gonna go over the top of it, and it's been pre-distressed for me, so that's, really? It's been pre-distressed for me, so and I'm just gonna roll with it, cause Beast attacked her, right? That's Zombie Belle. Hammer. This is Hammer. He has Manx syndrome. That's why he doesn't have a tail. And he is missing an eye. Well, he wasn't missing an eye. He came to us without an eye. He came from a bad situation, but he's doing just fine now. Yeah. His eye gets a little watery because it's got some allergies going. Poor booger. Anyway. Yeah, so progress. There it is. Hammer. Alright, go find another place to be. I didn't end up recording any more video for this dress project, but I can tell you that the dye that I had talked about did not end up working at all. So instead of committing to that incredibly yellow dress that Belle wore in the cartoon, well, I guess in the live action, we decided to go with more of a champagne gold kind of theme, but the yellow still conveys. I think it still comes through. I used, I think, 2 different petticoats underneath the entirety of the gown. It probably ended up weighing about 14 pounds when it was on her. She was a real trooper, though, and she looked great. She had a good time. She got quite a haul. I know that doesn't matter now that it's being posted in like January or February of, 5 months after the fact, but this was a fun project. We also went ahead and made her a little cape so that she wouldn't be cold because we live in a pretty chilly area around that time of year. So I made this cloak. I had this old white velvet cloak that I hadn't used for anything in a long time, so I decided I wanted to attempt a bloody ombre from the bottom. And here are the results. Here's her wearing it, and I think it looked great. We destroyed the bathtub in the process. We're only now getting it back in shape because there is blood splatter paint everywhere. I thought about using fake blood, but it's so sticky and messy and gross, and it was cold, and it would just freeze to the bottom of her cape like a gross bloody molasses icicle. So I opted to just keep it painted instead. I actually used a combination of a few different things, just because I don't usually have the exact thing that I need when I want to make the thing that I want to make, and I rarely want to leave the house in order to, procure the things that I need for it. So, yeah, I used a variety of acrylic. I used some, I think, Indian ink for calligraphy, and I used some, I don't know, just regular fabric dye that we got for this, like, cheesy tie-dyeing kit. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's not going to be any links for anything in probably any of my videos because everything that I do is not usually the right way. So, I think this project turned out pretty nice. She was certainly happy with it. I really like these projects where it's okay for things to be ripped and tattered. It's kind of the aesthetic that I like anyway. So yeah, this started out as a tutorial on maybe a few how-tos for sewing, and then it just faded into I don't want to keep on recording myself. So here's the end product, and yeah, thanks for tuning in to my very first video. Hopefully they'll get a little cleaner as I progress. So, alright, cheers, talk to you guys later.